After 43 years of marriage, Susanne Somers has revealed her secret to having a lasting, healthy relationship. Lots and lots of steamy, hot sex. Even the pandemic hasn't kept her and her husband Alan Hamel from enjoying a little bit of marital bliss. The Three's Company star recently told Fox News that she and her hubby are still madly, deeply in love. Even after all these years, they're still constantly kissing and laughing with each other, and there isn't a day that goes by where they don't remind each other how deep their love truly goes. Suzanne and Alan host a Facebook Live show they do 3 or 4 times a week. The tenderness and compassion they express on that stream, she insists, is genuine. There's also a tremendous amount of chemistry between the two that's unmistakable and heartwarming. But their marriage hasn't always been blissful. No relationship ever is. They take a lot of hard work and compromise, and there will be days where communication is difficult and problems come up. Early on in Somers' marriage, the couple ran into a little trouble, but today she wants to share with the world what she's learned about facing the obstacles they've come across in their relationship. Working through troubles in paradise. She and Alan apparently did a lot of fighting in the first decade or so of their marriage. They broke up and got back together seemingly on a weekly basis. One of their biggest pieces of advice for couples trying to make things last is to remember the early days of the relationship, back when everything was about love and respect. Somers describes her relationship with Alan as being, quote, very strange. Even throughout the pandemic, which has forced them to spend nearly every minute with each other, they still love being by each other's side. In the last 40 years, they haven't spent even a night apart. Last July, Suzanne commemorated her husband's birthday on social media with a beautiful post celebrating their love for each other. She described how they first wrapped their arms around each other 50 years ago and how she knew from that moment on she'd never let him go. When asked what the secret was behind their lasting marriage, she pointed out the answer was fairly simple. After all these years, he still turns her on. She then went on a little rant about all the things she loves about him, including his loyalty, his smarts, his sexiness, and the fact he's apparently a great dancer, which is always a plus. On the flip side of things, Alan says Suzanne is easy to love, and he's happy to admit he's still head over heels in love with her, just as much as he was on that fateful day in 1977 when they tied the knot. He also freely admits they, quote, fought like wild dogs, but they always knew what they had was something real. Their passion, which sometimes erupted into conflict, just indicated they cared very deeply about each other and were emotionally invested in the marriage. After working through those issues, their relationship deepened and their love continued to flourish. These days, he can't even remember when the last time they got into a spat was. He further says that after 40 plus years of marriage, he still craves another 40 more. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give us a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. And stick around. We're going to reveal what Suzanne says are her biggest secrets to fight the effects of aging. Hamel was there to support Suzanne through her most difficult moments. When Somers portrayed the curvaceous blonde Chrissy Snow on Three's Company, she began to think she was being undercompensated for her work and insisted she be paid what she believed she was worth. When it came time to negotiate her contract for Season 5, Somers requested she be paid $150,000 per episode instead of the $30,000 she'd been offered. That would have put her pay equal to her co-star, John Ritter. ABC declined to appease her demand and instead only offered to hike her pay by $5,000. She was insulted by that offer and wasn't willing to budge. Hamel tried to go in and renegotiate the terms of her contract with ABC, but Somers suspected the network was trying to make an example of her, and they did just that. But Suzanne claims no one came to her side to offer any kind of aid, not even her co-stars or the National Organization for Women, an organization specifically devoted to helping women in the industry receive equal compensation and treatment as their male counterparts. Instead of recognizing the fact she was on a hit TV show in the top 10 in terms of ratings, they told her to kick rocks. And just like that, she was turned into some kind of sacrificial lamb. Her firing was meant to send a clear message to other women in the industry that they didn't deserve the same kind of pay as the men. With Hamel's encouragement, though, Somers was able to secure a show deal in Las Vegas. She sold out shows for the next 15 years, raking in far more money than she would have if she'd stayed with Three's Company. In 1987, she was even awarded the Female Entertainer of the Year award in Las Vegas, a crown she would share with Frank Sinatra, who was declared the Male Entertainer of the Year by the good citizens of Sin City. Her healthy collaboration with her husband continues to shine. A good relationship doesn't just happen by chance. Luck has very little to do with maintaining a healthy, long-standing marriage. It's really about putting in the effort and going out of your way to communicate with your partner by showing them lots of attention and respect. But when you throw in the added benefit of still turning each other on, that's what makes things really exciting. But it hasn't always been a walk in the park for Suzanne and Alan. Back in 2001, Suzanne was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 51. While undergoing chemotherapy, she lost her libido. Today, Somers is not only cancer-free, but she says she feels happier, healthier, and sexier than ever. She says her experience with cancer helped her advance in her journey of self-education and discovery. Somers learned through her fight with the deadly disease that in order to have a happy, healthy existence, one has to make some serious lifestyle changes and sacrifices. They might seem daunting at first, but in the long run, she says they're invaluable for women hoping to gain control of their health and aging process. For one thing, she learned that she needs to avoid processed foods as much as possible. She came up with a rule that she only eats food if she can pick, pluck, milk, or shoot it, and that's how she's been living the last few decades. She loves to garden and tries to keep everything as organic as possible. She starts every day with Alan with a fresh green smoothie loaded up with kale, apples, ginger, spinach, and other fresh produce items she grew on her land from seed. Somers is also a huge advocate for personal fitness. For the last 19 years, she's started every day out with yoga. She claims maintaining her active lifestyle has allowed her to remain agile and to avoid bone loss. She also makes it a point to regulate her hormones by getting lab tests done on an annual basis and supplementing her diet with vitamins and minerals like B12, magnesium, and zinc. One of her biggest health hacks, though, is her daily regimen of probiotics, which helps keep her gut flora in the green. After making all these lifestyle choices, Somers was able to recover from the major hit her libido took during her cancer battle. These days, she has a healthy sex life that she attributes to her decades-long prioritization of health and wellness. Not only does she still feel sexy at 73, she brags that she and Alan enjoy each other's intimate touch twice a day or more. Her biggest piece of advice to those advancing in years. Susanne Somers wants you to listen to your body. Only you can know what's going on with your physical health. A doctor may be able to put everything into perspective and give you a diagnosis, but they'll never be able to have your subjective experience with your own body. She's an advocate for getting in tune with what your body is trying to tell you. Our bodies are healing machines, but that doesn't mean we don't have to give them regular care and maintenance. When you feel like something is out of sorts, it's never good to ignore it. If Suzanne had ignored her symptoms 20 years ago, she likely would have died from her cancer diagnosis. But instead, she listened to what her body was trying to say and went to great lengths to treat it with as much care and respect as possible. But at the end of the day, her biggest piece of advice is to never stop laughing with and enjoying the small things in life with your partner. Get out there and go dancing. It doesn't matter how old you are. Take a hike, go camping, visit the Grand Canyon, live like you're young and just starting to get to know each other. What do you think about Suzanne Somers' relationship with her husband Alan? Do you find it cute or does it make you uncomfortable? Your answer might indicate what generation you're a part of. Let us know in the comments section below. And before you move on, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.